how entrepreneurs who are successful raise strong and successful kids. The creative process in child rearing is about working with what's actually there. And so we're always walking this line. Am I being too hard or am I being too soft? I see this all the time with high-performing families, family businesses, partners who are in business together, who have accomplished a certain level of affluence, let's call it. Welcome to another episode of Rich in Relationship, and I am your host, Rich Heller. And today we are talking about entrepreneurs and kids. And the jumping off point for this is the biggest mistake successful entrepreneurial families make is raising kids without any struggle, right? I was watching Billions, and Billions is this kind of tongue-in-cheek show about a billionaire and his kids. He grew up like on the rough side and fought and scrapped, and now he has billions, right? But his kids, they have everything, and he is worried that they are growing up too soft. And so his dilemma is, how do I, now that I've made it, now that I've achieved a certain level of material success, how do I provide for these kids and still teach them the lessons they need to learn? And picking from the last episode, which was about stewardship in the creative process as opposed to ownership, right? When we get a little too ownery about our kids, we get ornery. You see what I did there? Right? But truthfully, right, these are my kids and this is who they need to be. We start to restrict them. We start to suffocate them. The creative process in child rearing is about working with what's actually there. And so we're always walking this line. Am I being too hard? Or am I being too soft? I see this all the time with high-performing families, family businesses, partners who are in business together, who have accomplished a certain level of affluence, let's call it. Easier has turned into no challenge for their kids. They want something, they get it. They become entitled. They become soft. They become, what's the word I'm looking for? They lose their sense of pursuing what they desire in life because it's all handed to them so easily. On the flip side, I've seen people go really extreme with this. I raise my own children in partnership with my wife with a sense of trying to balance that you're earning something and that I'm giving you something. So for example, when they became of age to own cars, to drive cars, I help them buy the car often, and they paid for insurance, they paid for gas, all of that. Maybe not all of it, but some of it, because we wanted them to have an understanding there's an investment that comes with every object, that it isn't just something that's given to them. So you're asking yourself, how do I walk this line? How do I avoid a situation where everything is provided, there's no pressure, and there's no responsibility? How do I avoid having my kids be fragile, let's be honest, fragile, entitled, and unprepared for the realities of the world, right? Because if you're an entrepreneur, what you know about the world is it's a little bit of a fight and scratch experience from time to time. And then on the other side, how do I avoid being too hard, constantly pressuring them? You've got to do better. How do we avoid making them performance-driven? Not that performance-driven is bad, right? We want to perform well. We want to give it 150%. But if there's a critical voice in there that never stops, then we've gone too far over the edge. And love starts to feel conditional. On the soft side, there is almost a disconnection from love. The love is so freely given. It's like it's just taken for granted. On the hard side, love almost seems absent. And the result on the hard side is that our kids are anxious. They are driven all the time. They feel burnt out. They feel a little emotionally disconnected. And they may even be just a little manipulative. Two sides of a coin. We don't want our kids to have it too easy, and we don't want them to have it too hard. They need a life where challenge is contained and meaningful. Or another way to look at this is, a lot of us in the entrepreneurial world grew up with it a little rough, maybe a little too rough. I grew up in a neighborhood where I wasn't likely to die, but I was constantly under threat of being mugged and bullied, constantly. I got some wiring about that I've had to unwrap. You know what I mean? Like a little energy I needed to release, a little emotion I needed to let go of there. We don't want it to be like that for our kids, but we do want them to be prepared for that because, let's face it, there are some mean-ass bullies in the world and they need to know how to handle it. So our job isn't to remove the struggle or create it. Our job is to give them real responsibility, kind of like the example I gave you about the car, right? My kids had cars, but it was their responsibility to make sure it was serviced. It was their responsibility to make sure it was insured. It was their responsibility to make sure that it had gas in it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But if they didn't always have the money, I'd help them out, right? It wasn't like I was counting on my 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old kid to have all the cash. But they had a sense of that money had a purpose, and there was only going to be so much of it for the tasks at hand. And so they needed to learn a sense of managing it and budgeting it. Some of it they earned, some of it was given to them. Also, it's really important to love them unconditionally. Separate love from performance. I have a child who shared in this podcast has disowned his whole family. And the challenge is to love him anyway. Right? To love him without judgment, right? All right, it's painful, it's sad, we love this, we love him, want to know him, want to know his wife, want to know his child, our grandchild, and we love them, and at the same time respect that this is a choice they have made for reasons of their own, maybe healthy, maybe unhealthy, I can't judge. It doesn't seem healthy to me, right? It doesn't feel healthy to me, right? It's painful and it's sad, but I honor and respect his choice as a man, and I love him unconditionally. Even a murderer's mother still loves him. My son isn't a murderer, but you get the point. The point is that we can't connect love to outcomes, to performance. All right, we have to honor and respect how they handle every task, every challenge in front of them. A lot of you have employees, and this is how you treat your employees. You measure their capacity, their innate ability, their ability to do the job, their experience, and you fit that with the job at hand, and then you invest in them by training them for the job. And when you train them for the job, you don't get really mad at them if they don't learn something right away. You might get a little frustrated, you might have to retrain them, but you get back in there with them. And if they don't do the job well, you realize, oh my God, they're not a fit for this job. And hopefully you let them go without any anger and still care for them as people, right? In fact, when we care for our employees as people and they're not performing well, we are willing to let them go because we know it's not good for them to have that job. That attitude transfers over to our kids. Not that we're gonna fire our kids, but when we give our kids a task and maybe they don't succeed at it, maybe they don't succeed at it multiple times, we still love them no matter what. Now, the last piece to this is, as you give your kids challenges, what's happening here, every time you give an individual, whether it's an employee or a child, a challenge, you're giving them a certain element of risk, right? The risk is they might not succeed. And so you need to measure what is the impact going to be of succeeding and not succeeding. If they succeed and it's too easy, well, they go, well, that was easy. If they don't succeed and it was really hard, are they going to say, was that impossible, right? The risks that we're going to give our children or our employees or anyone in our lives that we have this kind of relationship, a stewardship relationship with, is that we're going to try and give them risks that meet where they are and their capacity to absorb not succeeding. I'm not going to call it failure. It's only failure if they stop. But if they don't succeed at something, we want to make sure that they say, well, I didn't succeed, but I can still succeed if I go at it again, maybe a slightly different way. Maybe mom and dad will give me a little more guidance on this, or maybe we'll break it down to a baby step so that it's easier to accomplish. Are you feeling where I'm coming from here? So we don't want to make it too hard, and we don't want to make it too soft. We want it to be just right. Hey, if you're looking for more information on how to see where you are, or you're looking for some guidance, go to richinrelationship.com. Check out our free group, The Bridge. There's assessments in there. There's a way to set up a free call. Check it out now, richinrelationship.com. And in the meantime, have an amazing day and a fantastic tomorrow. And thank you for listening.